Here's our wicked cloner. Two versions, two of the same, really. So here's our wicked cloner and some roots that we have developing. This is about 8 days. No, this is the end of the 9th day. You can see back there, there's quite a few roots. So let's see. Turn these around. See in here. So now I'm going to separate some of these. Okay, so this method works really good. You do not have to water it. I barely open these vents. Really, you don't have to. You can leave them open from the beginning, or even if you close them, it's still getting fresh air through a water pump. You know, through an air pump down in the water. So, anyways, this is a wicked cloner. You see how good that works? So, anyways, take your garrafon and give it a cut, and you know, this one here. Okay, I used water that some plants had rotted in, even though it's not that clear, right? And actually, maybe this is the one that the plants rotted in. No, I think that this one was. And for some reason, these ones didn't work out, and I'm not sure why. There'll be a couple that survive, but not that many. Maybe 2 or 3. And just before that, from the same mother plant, I was successful with like 25 cuttings out of that. And it only takes 10 to 12 days at the most. Really, at 8 days, I had roots here, but I wanted to wait for a couple more to pop so you guys can see it all together, you see? And now I'm going to take them and show you how easy it is to separate. So I'll take these nicest ones right here. Seems like, whoops, it'd be hard to untangle. But let's see. I'll show you here how that's done. Try not to mangle. So it's okay if I'm just taking off this one. That was the smallest one, you see. And then you can look at it better. This one here has the most roots. So I'm going to try to care for this one the most in my left hand. That one I'm trying to pull the roots out of that. But see that? How perfect that came out, and it separated the roots. That's really nice, right? So then obviously you want to get these into soil as quickly as possible. You don't have to hurry, but see, this soil is a little bit dry, but it's a little moist. But as soon as I get soil on there, actually I want to go deeper with this one. This one has got root nubs coming all the way up, you see? And that soil is pretty wet in there. So I'm going to just dump that wet soil right on those roots. I'll show you in a minute the rest of it. I just need to get this one standing up and covered. See that? Okay. So this one is accidentally getting covered up with soil already. I guess I just dumped some of that out. This is lemon cherry mints, and that's the wicked cloner. It's a new invention, and I hope you guys can work with it. I just pH down my water in there, put about 4 gallons of water, and find some good clothesline or whatever will work as a good wick. And you see these clones? That's pretty fat, right? This is like 5 or 6 nodes with branches. And I get this all the time, sometimes in 6 days or 7 days, but I like to use the dip and grow. I use this stuff here, dip and grow, and the basic net pot with some rock wool in there and a piece of string. And I guess I could show you with the one that we were just using, right? So that string just frayed out on its own, and it sits in the water, and it definitely pulls up all the moisture you need for that rock wool, and it doesn't pull up any bacteria. Even if there's bacteria in the water, which I'm telling you, that tank was the one that had Pythia and the other plants that I put in there without a wick. I just had stems going into the water. Well, those, they rotted, and that stuff went all in there. That's why that water is darker and brown. Anyways, so that didn't matter. These things rooted right away. So here's the third one. I need to put some water on that, so I have that right here. And I'm not too worried because I have a cone dome. I'm going to put these in a dome next. I call it the Thunderdome. And we'll see what kind of roots they shoot after this into these cups. But this is a really small one, really. It was a top lanky kind of grower, and it's got a couple of nodes on there. But hey, a clone plant's a clone plant. As long as it grows roots and starts growing, then you're way ahead of the game compared to seeds. So as you saw, you can take those apart and separate them real easy. I may do the rest tonight, we'll see. Sometimes I like to let them get a little thick, so there's a couple of heavier ones in there I could do. Maybe I'll show you more right now. Okay, I might as well make it a longer video, right? No need to hurry. But see, it may be, the video may not turn out as a good video because they may want me to do it as a short because I don't have it in horizontal mode. So maybe if I change it to that now, it'll be okay, right? I hope. But I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. It's going to get all messed up, right? I just got to put it back the way it was. Okay, I'm assuming that it's all good there. It looks like it, yeah. So let's just pull this apart and get back to business here. See that there? That's pretty cool, right? But that's why you buy these rockwool grodans from, Amazon, because it's definitely best quality. See how many nodes there is there? Now, that's a clone, right? Was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So there's 5 nodes. This one here is 4, 5. It's 5 nodes also, a little bit smaller. That's pretty nice. Anything where the roots are showing, get those in the soil first. Pull off that extra leaf. See, I broke this one just now, pulling it out. So that's too bad. See all those stubs for roots? I should put it into a different, or lower some of that soil out of there. Lower that soil level. There we go. Does that work? See, them roots are covered in dirt now. That soil's all moist and wet. So it doesn't matter. This thing will grow just fine. I'm going to stop messing with it as soon as possible. Unfortunately, I got some sort of a rash, so that's why my hands are all chewed up. I've been scratching. But so basically, put water on there. Got to get water on this one, our nicest one. Look at that. Now that's a clone plant there. So they tell me that longer videos, people prefer them. I've always been making 18 or 13-minute videos. If you look, a lot of my previous videos are like 13 minutes. And I don't know, I made some 18-minute ones, some 20-minute ones, but I don't know, I guess I don't want to go too long. Just enough to present the information, right? So, look at that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 nodes there. It is 5 nodes actually, that's 5, here's 4. So I won't even take any of those leaves off. So I'm just dipping it into a bucket of water here. I'm letting it get a little bit up through the bottom and a little bit on the top. And that's enough. I don't need to get it fully soaked. Because I know that I want the plants to reach out for water, which they're doing good. See, there's some little nubules on this one, so it's okay. I can go ahead and plant this one. See, the little roots are part of that one. So that one will go too. See, what was this? Oh, that one got pulled out of a different thing, so I'll put that back in momentarily. And see that? I broke that whole thing off. That's terrible. But I can maybe repair it, but I don't know. Yep. Get that thing in soil and try and repair it then. I mean, that's ridiculous. That thing has flopped so many times. I mean, it's hanging on by a thread. I just don't see that it's going to ever repair itself there. But you can probably get something out of this, you see. There's so much roots there that that thing will grow, and it's better than doing it from seed. It's still better than doing it from seed. So be careful when you pull it out of there. Don't try to be making videos and stuff, because then you only got one hand because you're holding the camera, trying to rip the plants out of there, whatever. Anyways, there's that one. It'll be fine. This one here needs water. I think this one got it already. I just take a lighter, burn them holes in there real easy. This I don't like to get too dirty, but I'll get these to the cleaner in the kitchen there soon. Anyways, nice soil in here. We don't want new rocks or sticks. But this one is going to go up fairly high. Probably any roots showing. And these will go in the wicket cloner for the night. It's under a heat mat. So let's go and introduce ourselves to the wicket cloner. Oh no, that's the wicket cloner. What am I saying? So let's go introduce ourselves to the Thunderdome. Okay. Here we go, Thunderdome. See, we're at 12:12. I've made so many videos. Usually when I get to that time, the 12:12 on there, I start to wrap it up. Because I like to make the, I don't know, I just picked 13 as a good number. So, let's see if you guys can see all this. You can kind of see, right? If anything, you just need to get these in here and set in place and close the lid. I can come in a little while and spray the dome with water. Let's see, I actually have this thing here. There's holes in the top. Whoops, knocked over a plant. I just spray this, you see, inside the dome. Spray the plants, all the sides and everything. For the first time, so I put everything in here, so there's plenty of water. Drop it in there, sit down in the bottom of the tote, and it bubbles up a little bit. And right there is a Thunderdome. I have lights that'll come on here during the day, and I have this heater. I just hook this up and put it on. You know, it's not heating now, but it will be. It's actually warm in there. So I need that thing to, it'll start to heat up in there. So that's pretty cool. It's ready and there's lights there and they do come on. Well, actually I need to plug those in. That is right here. So that's my method. You guys, hope it works for you out there in cloning world, and you always walk with the wicked and you'll get clones more thicket. Peace.